I'm Dr. Bob Encinosa from Boyette Animal Hospital. I'm here to talk to you for just a few minutes today about arthritis in pets. Arthritis is kind of a very general term, and it basically means inflammation in a joint or in multiple joints. But that can be from things like tumors, can be from things like infections, can be from autoimmune diseases. It can be from running into a tree when your dog's chasing a ball. Spotting arthritis is relatively simple whenever it happens in just one leg. Oftentimes, those are very acute injuries, and they'll either get better by themselves over time or they may require surgery. It's a little more difficult to try to spot arthritis and joint pain whenever it happens in multiple joints. But any way you look at it, arthritis, specifically osteoarthritis, which is what we term the aging arthritis that happens in people and in animals, is probably the leading cause of chronic pain in dogs and cats. When arthritis happens in more than one joint, it's a little more difficult to spot. For instance, if you have a Labrador or a Rottweiler that has hip dysplasia, it's not just one leg that's affected, it's usually both rear legs that are affected. So they don't have a good other leg to walk on. So you won't necessarily see a limp. You'll just notice that they move differently. And sometimes what you'll see with hip dysplasia specifically is they're slower to get up. They may lean forwards like this more to try to take some of the pressure off of their back legs so their legs just unfold. They may bunny hop when they first take off and try to start running because they can't move either leg through a full range of motion. It's even more noticeable or even more difficult to spot in dogs that have arthritis, osteoarthritis in all their joints, or in cats, because they don't have any good leg to walk on. Probably the leading cause of larger breed dogs not living to their full life expectancy is mobility, arthritis. It's one thing to have a toy poodle that is a little bit too sore to make it out to the yard for bathroom trips. You pick them up and you carry them. With a 95-pound German Shepherd, carrying them to the yard 5 times a day is just not sustainable long term. So what we need to try to be able to do is to change how arthritis progresses. One of the things that you'll notice with dogs that have arthritis is it may not be so obvious as a limp. They may just get up less frequently. They may not go to the door when the Amazon delivery guy comes. They may not run to the window when the squirrel goes by every morning. They simply just don't move as much. And that's where the vicious cycle of progression of arthritis begins, because as they move less and less, the osteophytes and the bone spurs, the calcium deposits, whatever you want to call them, start encroaching on that joint, and it limits how far that joint can move without pain. Eventually, they start losing muscle mass as well because they're simply not getting up as often just to do the simple things that they might do around the house all day long. And when they lose muscle mass, they get up even less often, which then allows the osteophytes to move in further and further. It's just a vicious cycle. So if we can relieve the pain, they'll get up and they'll start moving more. There are a couple of differences between how arthritis affects dogs and cats versus how it affects us, and differences in how we deal with it. Number one, dogs and cats aren't whiners. They don't limp to try to get pity. They don't limp to try to get out of work or out of going to school. Can't tell you though how many people I've heard tell me, well, doc, he's limping, but he's not whining, so I don't think he's hurting. Well, dogs don't lie. If they're limping or your cat is limping, it's because it hurts. The second thing is that when we hurt because we overdid it in the yard yesterday, we tend to kind of work things out. We get our joints moving again. Dogs and cats don't know that helps, so they simply move less. And again, that's where the vicious cycle of progression of arthritis comes in. If we can relieve their pain, they will automatically just get up more, start moving more, and those things begin to reverse. First, it's just that we've relieved their pain. And that makes a big difference. Sometimes with the therapies we use, that's very, very quick. The second part of that improvement comes with the redevelopment of more muscle mass in their legs. That leads them to get up even more and to move even more and to push their joints through a greater range of motion to get more flexibility. The medications, therapies, and things that we have today to deal with arthritis in pets are quite remarkable and significantly better and safer than what we had even a few years ago. So whether it is an oral liquid we can put on their food, whether it's a chewable tablet that they take once or twice a day, whether it's a monthly injection, or whether it's laser therapy, potentially even surgery if it calls for that, we can help you help your pets get back to the point where they're having a new pain-free lease on life. We're here. Let us know if we can help you.